Hello and welcome back to another karting video. Today I'm at TeamSport Manchester Victoria, a crazy little track situated beneath the AO Arena in Manchester. I'm here to race against some of their most experienced members and try not to make a fool of myself in the process. But nothing could have prepared me for how crazy this night was about to get.
Oh, I killed that guy, I feel so bad. Oh, fucking come on. Oh my god. Another one.
With all that to look forward to, let's jump straight into race 1. It's a single file rolling start, and because I've done about 6 laps on this track so far, I think this is going to go really well.
I'm in danger!
The light goes green, the green flag is waving, and we are away down the back straight at Manchester TeamSport Victoria. There's a car on my outside, but I've got the inside line into this right-hand hairpin. Everything checks up ahead, I go down the inside of this guy and spin him out. He hits the wall, I feel so guilty, and there's an immediate red flag. What an awful first impression to make on the members of TeamSport Victoria. I am so sorry, mate. Watching it back, you can see I tried to aim for the inside and he clearly had the same idea. We made contact and then the momentum down the ramp just sent him round. I shouldn't have put my nose in there, 100% on me. After sitting and feeling rather sheepish for a while, the lights go green and we're back to racing. The guy in the orange suit, and I think that's a Senna helmet, is through already and back down into P10, which is where I started exactly 1 murder ago. But let's put that behind us now. We've got a race to try and recover. I'm kind of stuck behind kart 10 here. He's been a little out of position through these 2 hairpins, and I think I might be able to try and get him on the back straight. Rounding the final corner, I hit the boost button, pull alongside him as we head into this up ramp, and crucially, I've got the inside line through here, so that position's mine. We're now up into P9. Not much happened for the next few laps. I just got my head down and started following the karts ahead, and the 2 karts ahead of me have now caught up to the back of the guy in the grey helmet, and you can see here one has already passed him as we head onto the back straight. I hit my boost button as the guy in the Senna helmet goes down his inside as well, and we're now right on his tail. I feel like that's a position I could probably go for. Let's just try not to kill him this time. Rounding this corner at the end of the down ramp, he's looking back over his shoulder at me. I think he's going to try and defend this. I'm going to stick on his bumper as we head into this sequence of hairpins and see if I can maybe get a little bit of a switchback on him. He parks his kart brilliantly there though, so there's no opportunity. As we head through this right-hander, he's got a perfect exit. There's not really much I can do there, so I'm just going to have to tuck behind him. I hit my boost button though, and notice that I've got way more speed than him and managed to dive down his inside as we head up the ramp. So maybe his boost didn't work there, or maybe he'd used it earlier in the lap. Either way, we're now through and into P8. Delighted with gaining a position, I immediately make a mistake and give my ribs a little bit of a bruising. Fortunately though, we hold on to the position. The rest of this race was pretty uneventful, apart from a brief red flag, the first of many red flags we were going to see this evening, and me nearly throwing everything away by locking up my brakes into this hairpin. I did use the rest of this race though to work on my lines, and as we hit the checkered flag I felt so much more confident with my abilities around this circuit. And also quite guilty.
Oh, I killed that guy, I feel so bad.
But even though the race had finished, there were still more crashes to come. Not an amazing first race for me at TeamSport Victoria, but little did I know race 2 was going to be insane.
Oh, not you again.
I'm on my best behaviour now.
Honestly, it was a brilliant move. You were going to me on the inside. I thought that I pressed my boost to keep you off. I must have pressed it earlier in the lap. I didn't have it, and you just went.
Oh, mate.
Goofy.
Race 2, and I had one very clear goal in mind.
Right, come on. Don't kill anyone this time.
With that fresh in my mind, I joined the pack. But little did I know this race start wasn't going to be quite as smooth as the last one.
Not your fault, mate.
After a couple of false starts and a few little bumper scratches, the green flag waves and we are away for race 2. We're starting from P15 in this one, so I don't have to worry too much about what's going on behind, and things already look like they're getting quite spicy up ahead. That's Brit in the neon suit, and she's been pushed wide on the exit of this hairpin. So as we head into the first of these two left-handers, I throw it down the inside. She's still there on the exit. I'm going to take a defensive line all the way down this straight and into this hairpin, and we've got the position. Up ahead, it's 2x2, and that's my brother Joel in the green suit. I mistakenly try and follow him through, thinking he'll be quicker through there, but he taps the brakes on the exit of that hairpin, which kind of slows us up a little bit. Now heading onto the back straight, I hit my boost, pull down his inside, and we get the position as we head up the ramp and into that hairpin. The guy up ahead gets a bit wide, but there's not really any room there, and I'm cautious. I don't want to kill someone else, so I backed out of that. I do manage to get up alongside him a little bit on the exit, but he's got the better exit there, and I have to tuck him behind through these two left-handers. He's looking back over his shoulder at me and takes a really defensive line into these hairpins. I think about doing a switchback, but then Brit has thrown her car down my inside. I managed to keep the inside into this right-hand hairpin, and we've kept P13. Oof, that got a bit spicy then. Onto the back straight, and I hit the boost button, and we do seem to have a lot more speed than our friend here. Are we going to do the same thing to him again? I think about going down this inside. He actually leaves the room there, and so I take it with both hands.
We'll see.
And things seem to be getting all sorts of heated up ahead here. So hopefully we can capitalise. Oh, that guy hits the wall. He's going to be a bit sore in the morning, but that's given us another position. We're now up into P11 and closing in pretty quickly on the group ahead. Make that P10 as we go down the inside of the guy in the purple suit into the final hairpin. Up ahead is Paul. That's the guy I murdered in the first race. So I'm going to play this one a bit more cautiously this time and not go for any crazy dives, because if I take him out again, I think he might actually kill me. Boosting down the start finish straight to start lap 6, and there's a change of positions ahead as the girl in the green suit goes down the inside of the guy in the white helmet. Paul gets interested as we exit this ramp, and things get a bit heated. I'm not sure if there's some history there or something, but that was a bit of a mad reaction. Definitely don't do that, guys, if you're racing. But Paul has now swapped positions, and we're chasing kart 34. Who I had a chat to after the race, and he was a lovely fella, so maybe it was just the heat of the moment thing. Anyway, as we head onto the back straight, I hit the boost, and I think the guy ahead has used it somewhere, because I managed to get down his inside into this hairpin, and we are through and up into P9. To celebrate, I crash, which is starting to become a bit of an unfortunate habit for me. But anyway, let's get after Paul. And while we're chasing him down, let me just explain the format of this event really quickly. It's comprised of 3 heats and then a final round. The 3 heats all have randomised grid positions. 1 you'll start near the front, 1 you'll start near the middle, and 1 you'll start near the rear. And the points accumulated in those 3 rounds then give you your starting position for the final. And I've got my front of the pack start to look forward to in the next race. So if we can record a decent finish in this one, we should be looking good for that final. But as I've been waffling, we've joined the back of a train which goes all the way up to 4th position. And things are about to kick off. Up ahead, someone's thinking about going for a move down the inside into this left-hand hairpin, but they lock the brakes, clip the barrier on the inside, and just manage to get away with it. But it checks everyone up, and now people are weaving around trying to find a gap to put their car in. I'm just hovering around now, seeing what positions I can pick off. They're sort of too wide up ahead, but now we've gone into single file. Paul brakes really early for this hairpin, and I almost spin. Luckily, I just managed to get the car back round again and keep going, but we've lost a position. We're back down to P10. That was so close to being race over, though. Whew, lucky escape. Hitting my boost, I give chase once again to the guy up ahead in the white helmet. He goes a bit deep into this corner.
Followed him in, out.
And with a bit of target fixation, I follow him in and give myself another bruise for my troubles. On the next lap, I decided to try something different with my boost, so I didn't boost down the main straight, thinking that I'll hold it back for the other straight on this track, which is just round these 2 left-hand corners. Annoyingly, I've not had the best run down that ramp, but anyway, we're still close enough. I'm going to hit the boost button down this straight, but, you know, typical, my luck. There's a crash into this hairpin, and everyone checks up. There's a bit of whiplash for Paul there as the guy in the white helmet hits him, and I managed to sneak through, but I just decided to let him back through here, as that was definitely under yellow flags. Maybe I'm being a bit too generous. You guys should let me know there. Should I have just kept that position? Anyway, we're now under yellow flags, and we have made up a couple of positions in all that. We're now up into P8. As we head up the ramp, the yellow flag turns into a red, and we have to pull to a stop for a minute. Red flag number 2 of the evening. Shall we throw up a counter? Because there's a lot coming. After waiting around for a bit, the lights go green, and we're off once again. Skipping forward exactly 1 lap, I'll bet you can't guess what happens next. As the green lights come on once again and we're back to racing, we've closed right up to the guy in the white helmet. Maybe a little too much? Maybe we've taken advantage of that red flag. I don't care, I let him through under a yellow flag before. We're even now. Heading towards the start of lap 15 and we're right on his tail as I hit the boost button. But this track's so tight and there's not really any opportunity for me to make a move up here. You can't see it in this footage as well, but I've got Brit right on my tail, so I have to defend going into that down ramp just to make sure she doesn't lunge down my inside. Things are getting all sorts of spicy up ahead. It looked like it was too wide for a moment there. I'm going down the inside of the guy in the white helmet and there is a massive crash into this hairpin. That guy almost came out of his seat and now none of us really know what's going on here. I think I've just been overtaken on the yellow flags, but I don't really know what happened there. Let's rewind and watch it back in slow motion. It looks like these two back markers up ahead have had their own crash and they've parked on the apex. The guy in the yellow suit tries to go for a gap. Almost comes out of the front of his cart there. Luckily he's okay, as we all arrive at the scene of the accident and try and figure out our way through. Madness. And it's not quite over yet as the girl ahead crashes straight into the back of Paul and then tries to go for a move. I try and go around the outside here, spotting an opportunity, hit the boost button, manage to get a run up the ramp, but just can't close her off and she goes back down my inside up the ramp. Great move from her that. She puts her hand up, but there was no need to apologise. She had the corner and I'm still in P7. But for how much longer? As we go through these two left-handers, Paul somehow gets it out of shape. I don't know whether he was taking avoiding action there, but it ruins his run down this straight and into these hairpins. I think there is a back marker up ahead. Okay, so he was dodging him. Anyway, I managed to go all the way around the outside of Paul into that first hairpin, get the move done in the second hairpin, and we are through. Hit the boost. The girl up ahead is trying to make her way. She's frustrated. Look, she's trying to make her way past this back marker, and out of nowhere, Brit just appears. What a move from her. I didn't see her coming at all. Throw my cart down the inside of that back marker who was causing all those issues, and yeah, we've been overtaken and made an overtaking, all that. That was a cracking move from Brit. I didn't see her coming at all. She must have had an incredible run on me down that straight. I'd love to get my head down and get back after them though, because I do think we have got the pace here to finish P5, but just looking over my shoulder there, the checkered flag is out and that is the end of race 2. What an insane race that was. P15 to P7, not too shabby. And next up, we've got my front of the grid start, the last chance to try and improve my grid position for the final.
You ever seen that much chaos?
Huh?
So much chaos.
That was nuts.
I was ahead of it.
None of it was me this time. Right, you're in with me for this one because the GoPro's died. Hopefully this doesn't.
Oh, I was looking forward to this one. This is the front of the grid start, and we are starting in P2, behind Victoria's heavyweight lap record holder, James. The green flag waves, and we're off. I hit the boost immediately, just to make sure I've got enough speed to try and defend from anyone who's thinking about lunging me into this first corner. We go slightly defensive in the middle of the track, and we're all good. We've survived the first couple of corners, and at this point, all you want to do is just settle into a rhythm, but as you're about to see, we were not able to do that in this race. Because as we were just about to start lap 3,
I just pressed my boost.
And unfortunately, this was just a little taster of what was to come.
Look at the chaos down there. See the whole field.
It's legit about 2 carts behind me and everyone's in it.
I think there'd been a pretty monumental pile-up behind us, so we sat there for a while. And once the marshals had cleaned it up, the green flags came out and we started racing again. Over the next few laps, James and I began pulling a bit of a gap over P3. I was having to push so hard to try and keep up with him, and I kept on making annoying little mistakes.
Ruin that.
I really just had to grit my teeth and try and nail every single corner, and the gap between me and James was ebbing and flowing a little bit.
Better, come on. Come on, drive well. Oh my god. Another one. Well, this could be the longest 10-minute race ever.
The green flags came out once more and we started to pull away. And at this point, James started to really increase the gap between us. He was so quick. Once again, I just had to get my head down and try and focus on nailing every single corner and hope that something happened up ahead.
Nice. That was nice. Just do that.
I felt like I'd strung together a decent lap, and then immediately a yellow flag came out and denied me the chance to cross the finish line at full speed.
Oh fuck, that was going to be a good lap.
But anyway, the track went green. I put my foot down again. At least now I can get on with... Are you being serious?
Jesus.
I genuinely think this is the most red flags I've ever had at any karting event, ever. And it was just really killing me because I couldn't build up any kind of rhythm going around the track. Anyway, once again, we got underway until we came around this left-hand hairpin and found someone just completely stopped on the racing line. That felt a bit sketchy, and yeah, you can guess what's going to happen now. Cue the red flag. There we go.
We will do one clean lap.
I think we're just kind of wanting the race to end at this point, but the green flag comes out once again and we put our foot down and get on with it. I've now noticed though, there are some back markers up ahead. Maybe they could throw a spanner in the works. If they slow James down and North, I might have an outside chance of getting this win.
Hold him up, come on.
I notice James is getting a bit stuck behind this guy up ahead, so I throw absolutely everything into trying to catch him.
Nope, that's not good.
Heading down towards the final hairpins though, James is being compromised massively.
Hold him, hold him. All right, back in this. Come on, come on.
I am giving it absolutely everything now, and I think James has realised just how much I've gained on him now. So as we go down this down ramp, he throws it down the inside of the back marker, who tries to fight him. Now I'm behind, but I managed to get down the inside of the back marker into these left-hand corners. This is absolutely crucial. James is looking back. He knows I'm coming. Skipping forward a lap, I've managed to bring the gap down a little bit more, and I feel like I'm actually quicker through those final two hairpins, so the gap is coming down. I've just got to keep my head down here. But James is smart, he's not making any mistakes. I hit the boost as we go up the ramp, and then...
Mine's the same, mate. Mine's the same.
Both of our karts have suddenly just lost power, and you know what that means. I think we confused the system so much that it just ended the race out of spite.
Ended the lap before, so it dropped everyone onto speed 2.
Ah, okay.
And there we go. On paper, not a particularly interesting race, starting P2 and ending P2, but my God, I was stressed. And we've still got the final to go.
Right, come on.
And here we are then, the final round. Somehow I'm in P5. But where are we going to end up? It's all to play for. For one final time, the green flag is flying at TeamSport Manchester Victoria, and we are away. Checking over my shoulder to make sure no one's got a run on me, I put the kart in the middle of the track again just to try and defend a little bit. It's all pretty calm and collected up ahead. Britt gets a run on the guy in third place, but then drops him behind. And as we head through this double left-hander, I just clipped the wall there, which massively affects my momentum onto this back straight and puts me right off the pack. That was stupid and sloppy, and it means I've got no chance to try and capitalise if Britt goes for a move on third place up ahead. Jumping forwards to the end of lap 5 though, and the gaps have opened slightly, and I'm throwing everything at this, probably a little too much. And I'm just making sloppy mistakes here and there, which is hampering my progress back onto the pack. And at this point, I kind of thought my opportunities to get any further up had gone. Little did I know that later on in the race, once again, back markers would have something to say about that. For now though, I just locked in and tried to focus on maximising every corner. That down ramp into the left-hand hairpin was giving me significant problems. I felt like I hadn't quite figured it out. So over the next few laps, I started experimenting with my lines a little bit, trying to tidy it up. With varying degrees of success. And as the laps ticked by, I started to notice that my consistency was starting to fall off, probably due to tiredness. Some laps, I'd nail a corner.
That was good, come on.
And others, I'd absolutely botch it. I kept going round shouting at myself, and soon we started to encounter the first back markers. This guy in the white helmet was an absolute legend and just waved me through. And eventually so did the guy in kart 15, although I did lose a bit of time behind him through those hairpins. But that gap to Brit up the road was starting to look insurmountable, especially as I knew we were a decent chunk into the race by now. Still, I kept my head down, kept pushing and kept trying to iron out those mistakes. Started to settle into that rhythm, started to feel the lap times coming towards me, and then...
I feel like I was getting into a rhythm there.
I was, but hey, it's the same for everyone. However, I did recognise now that this red flag gives me one opportunity. If I can nail this restart, maybe I can get in the mix. The green lights come on and I immediately hit my boost. So does Brit up ahead, but I think the guy in third place didn't. And he's had a slower start, which has brought us all right back together. Nobody can afford to make a mistake now. This is getting close. For the next few laps, the three of us were pretty much bumper to bumper. The gaps between us ebbed and flowed slightly, but no real opportunities for a move were presented. Until we started to catch a back marker. I saved my boost down the back straight to try and use it in an opportune place, thinking that the guys ahead would get held up, but then I managed to make a mistake through this hairpin and ended up just hitting the boost to try and get me back onto their tail again. Meanwhile, up ahead, third place is going for a move on the back marker. Brit has tried to go through as well, but the back marker sends it back down her inside. I took him behind the back marker through here. Brit's pushed wide. I have the inside line, but I've got a back marker in front of me and no boost. Brit has. She hits the boost button up the ramp and claims the position. The back marker then, kind of plants himself on the apex of the corner. I run into the back of him. Sorry about that, dude. But there is the opportunity gone. If I hadn't have used my boost and saved it for where I'd usually use it, I think I could have pushed that back marker up and over the start-finish line, up the ramp, and maybe I could have snatched fourth place, but we'll never know. As I round the final corner one last time, we look up to see the checkered flag. That is it, that is the end of the race. But we have taken P5, which is not bad for my first visit to TeamSport Manchester Victoria. I did also manage to set my fastest lap time in that last race, getting agonisingly close to a 31-second time. I had an absolute blast at this event. Thanks to everyone who joined us out on track. Thanks to the guys at TeamSport Victoria for looking after us. Thanks to you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to see more like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
What else did you do? I don't even know where brain's gone.
Fifth, I think.
Fifth?
I'll take it.
Wait, but that's third heavies.
I have no idea.
Hey, you get a trophy for that.
Go on. Oh my god.
In car 28, it was Alex, the pit lane collective.